Let me tell you guys about Belly Up Sports. Belly Up Sports is the internet sports bar. Go ahead and check out their website, www.bellyupsports.com, to read some great articles from great writers all across the country, from hockey, baseball, golf, soccer, you name it. Belly Up Sports is the premier, not your average website. I'm predicting Real Salt Lake, and I'm predicting Chicago Fire to win their wild card matches. Could be wrong, but I don't really think it's going to change my prediction as far as how round one of the playoffs goes.
Whoa. That person has really gotten him or herself into quite a predicament.
So we'll go right into it. So round one, I'm going to tell you right now, this is where it gets weird. So in round one of the playoffs, it is a best of 3 series. So for people that know about American sports, you guys know best of 3. If you don't know, if you're not familiar with American sports, best of 3 means first team to win 2 games advances to the next round. So you might play all 3 games, you might only play 2. In this setting, you're going to play home and away, and then obviously the last match will be the higher seed gets the home game. Just so we know. There. We'll start things off with the Western Conference, just because we started with the Western Conference last time with the wildcard round. Western Conference. So we got first seed San Diego FC going up against my prediction, which is Real Salt Lake. Now, San Diego, new team, new kids on the block, got the first seed in the MLS Cup playoffs. They're really good. And Andres Dyer should get a fair shot for MVP, but let's be honest, he's not going to win it. But, with Chucky Lozano, very good experience all around. Mikey Vargas looking like a really good coach in MLS, just has the team playing in the right setting. I think San Diego is going to be exciting to watch in the playoff atmosphere sense. Snapdragon Stadium is such a beautiful stadium. So, and I just I'm not really a big fan of Real Salt Lake. So either way, and it doesn't really matter, Portland or Real Salt Lake, it doesn't matter. I'm giving it to San Diego. I think San Diego wins it and moves on to the quarterfinals. Yeah, it is quarterfinals. Next matchup is we have Vancouver Whitecaps taking on second place. Vancouver Whitecaps taking on 7th place FC Dallas. Vancouver Whitecaps is probably the most complete team in Major League Soccer. Well, they're one of the most complete teams in that Major League Soccer. Great attack, highest goal scoring attack, and a really good defense. Definitely one of the best defenses in MLS. One of the highest goal differentials in MLS. So I think that they're just all around just a really good team, and I'm hoping that they can kick it into second gear in the playoffs. They're going to go up against FC Dallas. FC Dallas, I don't know. They're not bad, but they're not good either. It's kind of weird. Obviously, 7th place is probably fitting to where they were in the standings. Can be overwhelming. I mean, Musa is probably like the biggest thing to mention, Musa and Farrington. But aside from that, they're just not there's nothing really that scares you when it comes to them. I think Vancouver, as long as they can keep them quiet on the defensive side, and then let their goal scorers take advantage. Also, we should probably mention that Thomas Mueller plays for Vancouver. They find their opportunities and they score their goals. And I think this could be a really big statement for Vancouver as they move on to the next round. I am picking Vancouver. I don't care that I'm picking the higher seed. FC Dallas is just not that good. I think it's great that they made some playoffs, but I just don't think they're good enough this year just yet to be competing, at least going far in the playoffs. So I'm going with Vancouver. I think they're one of the best teams in MLS and should definitely be going pretty far in the MLS Cup playoffs. The next matchup is 3rd place Los Angeles FC taking on 6th place Austin FC. Look, I'm going to sound like a massive hater because I'm a Houston Dynamo fan, but Austin FC has also just not been good and not been great. Have not been good, and they're not terrible. They're just very middle of the row. Honestly, I think MLS needs, whenever they, and hopefully they do eventually, I mean, they're going to make some changes. I believe that, obviously they're going to be changing the calendar to be more accurate towards the European calendar. At the same time, this playoff format needs to change. It's just not good. We have too many playoff teams, in my opinion. We need to shrink it down to like let's do five. Let's do MLB style, right? 5 teams from each conference moves to the playoffs. We'll have a wild card game, top three. I think that would be better. It can't be like more than half the league making the playoffs. Like it's just ridiculous. Um, but yeah, so Austin FC really not that much better. LAFC very strong team. They moved on for Olivier Giroud, and and got another probably arguably even better player in Heung-min Son, who really has been really great for the team. And you still have Denny Bouanga, who did compete for the Golden Boot. And I think that this is I think LAFC is going to be a really strong team. Austin FC, well, I will point out Austin FC did beat LAFC. They also didn't have Denny Bouanga, but that's not important, or Heung-min Son. But yeah, LAFC has a lot to. Once again, you have Heung-min Son, you have Denny Bouanga, and of course, this is going to be the last season of Steve Cherundolo as LAFC coach. So I think that there's a lot riding on for LAFC to go far in the MLS Cup playoffs. So once again, I'm just going to do the boring pick, and I'm going to pick LAFC, the higher seed, to move on to the next round, because they are very much better than Austin FC. Like Austin FC, just be happy you got here. Like also, I'm not a big fan of Estevez. Like I'm not a fan of their coach. So yeah. That's it. LAFC moving on. And then the last matchup in the round one, we got Minnesota United, 4th seed Minnesota United going against 5th seed Seattle Sounders. I would say 4th and 5th seed are always going to be at least more of an equal matchup, and it doesn't change that at all in this case. This is where I'm going to pick I'm not going to pick the higher seed. I think Seattle is really good. Minnesota's a really weird team, and that's probably like the one thing I will give them. But Seattle, they have just flipped the switch, man. They look really good. And the thing about them, Seattle in the playoffs, they are a team that goes very far in the playoffs. So all they need to do is get in, and they'll go far. And I think right now, I think Minnesota United is just one of those teams that probably doesn't have like everything just yet. And I think Seattle can definitely can take advantage of that. I think that they're really good right now. So I think that they're in a good position. Once again, they're just built for the playoffs. So I think they can go very much far and win once again and go. Maybe even win the contenders for MLS Cup. You never know with this team. They're just built. They're built for the playoffs. I mean, they won the Leagues Cup this year. They have now won everything that you can win in the MLS, outside of winning obviously the FIFA Club World Cup. So I think that they're going to be a very good team. They're going to be a very scary team. Could be a good dark horse pick in the playoffs. But that is the Western Conference. Eastern Conference, we have the Philadelphia Union taking on who I predict is the Chicago Fire. Philadelphia Union is, in fact, the most complete team in MLS. They have a great coach. They have a great defense. They have a good attack. Like, this team is very much built for this year. They won the Supporter Shield. And that's probably where you're going to probably end up having the Supporter Shield curse. Could at some point come into play, but I don't think with this one. I think they're levels above Chicago Fire. And like I said, for Chicago Fire, I think this has been an impressive season, and I think they're just going to get better. So, but yeah, I think Philadelphia Union, it just seems like they should be the team that makes it to the MLS Cup, and they should be the team that wins it. So, like, I think Philadelphia Union is going to be really good. And I don't think they're going to be slipping up at any point, at least not this early in the MLS Cup playoffs. The next round is FC Cincinnati taking on the Columbus Crew. I am so excited. I'm excited, but at the same time disappointed because I wish this was a little bit further into the playoffs. But we are getting the Hell's Real Derby. We are guaranteed 2 matches of the Hell's Real Derby in the MLS Cup playoffs. FC Cincinnati, after losing Lucho Acosta, you think that this team wasn't going to be the same without their start 10. You're wrong, because they went and got Evander from Portland, and they look even, I would probably say, if not the same, better. They have looked really solid. Evander, you could probably make an argument for maybe MVP. No, probably not. But they look really good. They're a very strong team. I think, Noonan and the guys are definitely going to be a threat in the playoffs. And Columbus Crew, look, it wasn't the season as beautiful as you were hoping it to be for Columbus, but at the end of the day, you still have Wilfred Nancy, and I think, and you still have a great group of players. Maybe not on the finishing at the 9 spot, but you still have a very well-rounded team. I think that's and then once again, when it comes to derbies, it doesn't really matter where you finish and where you finish in the standings. It's going to be a battle. I think that this is going to be a really good one. But I think FC Cincinnati can overcome it. I don't think Columbus Crew is as strong as they normally are. Like, once again, it's going to take a masterclass from Wilfred Nancy to really put down this FC Cincinnati team. But it is doable. I just don't see it happening just yet. But yeah, so I got FC Cincinnati moving on. And then we have Inter Miami taking on Nashville SC. These teams have a little bit of history with each other at this point. Since Messi has come to the league, I think that they've had some pretty good history. Inter Miami, obviously, last year, best team in MLS history, highest points in MLS history, Supporter Shield winners, qualifier for the FIFA Club World Cup for some weird reason as the host city / winners of the Supporter Shield, and got eliminated in the first round by Atlanta United, with a interim manager and having them sell their 2 best players. That's a tough pill to swallow if you're Inter Miami. I think Inter Miami has wised up. On top of that, you are talking about Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba retiring at the end of the season. You brought in Rodrigo De Paul for a reason. On some bullshit. Sorry for cussing, Kelsey. But you still brought Rodrigo De Paul. You had Luis Suarez. You have a team here. An older team, but you still have a team here. And once again, you still have Lionel Messi. I think Inter Miami, I think to some extent, Javier Mascherano, as critical as people have been of Javier Mascherano, I think they played it very well, kept the cards very close to their chest. I think that they understood that it doesn't really matter where you finish in the season. Just make it to the playoffs and then go accordingly. I think that this is where they flip the switch, and they're going to be very dangerous, and I really hope they don't, because they're going against Nashville SC, who is a really good team, very solid, very well balanced in my opinion. And honestly, I also believe that they have a great coach in BJ Callahan. I think that this is going to be a really good matchup between the two. They played in Decision Day, so it's just going to continue on that tension between the two. I think that this could very much be a good battle. Hopefully, it doesn't end in 2 games. I wanted to go to Game 3, especially because you have Lionel Messi and you got Sam Surridge, 2 guys that were competing for the Golden Boot, which obviously Messi won. I think that this is going to be a really good matchup. My heart tells me Nashville, but my brain tells me Inter Miami is going to move on to the next round. And the last one is Charlotte FC taking on NYCFC. 2 very evenly matched teams. I will say the advantage for Game 1 is on New York City FC, which is actually at Charlotte. And the reason why is because Wilfred Zaha will not be available as he got a red card on Decision Day. So that is going to be a very big thing for New York City. If they can win Game 1, go into Yankee Stadium and also get that result. Yeah. And I think exactly that's what's going to happen. I think New York City FC moves on to... So, basically the theme is I'm picking the 1st to 3rd seed, and then I'm picking the 5th seed on both... I know, crazy, right? But that's where I'm going. I think that it's going to be really fun. My matchup to watch is going to be Hell's Real Derby. If you don't watch any of these games, watch FC Cincinnati versus Columbus Crew, the Hell's Real Derby. That's going to be the one to watch. I guarantee you, that rivalry is one of the best rivalries in MLS, and I don't think that's changing anytime soon. But yeah, MLS Cup playoffs. I can't wait, man. Get excited.
Who is that guy?